Hey, what's up guys? So welcome back to the part number 2 series. So in this video, I'm going to explain that how we're going to work with the cart. So in the previous part, when you see that we are able to add the product to the cart and we can see the message into the snack bar. And now what we're going to do here is like we are adding the product to the cart, but we are not able to actually redirect to the cart list and see all the products that we added in the cart. And you see here we need to have here a route as well, and we need to show the total the product that we added. So that's what we're gonna do in this video. So let's jump in and get started in the coding section. So the first thing first, we have to go inside our source app folder, and these are all the components that we created, right? So now let's create another component with the name of cart. So ng for Angular, G for generate, C for component, and inside the components folder, I'm going to create here the name of the component should be card, right? So that's the component that we created. So here we have 4 files. So inside the HTML, first I'm going to create a very basic HTML for the cart listing, right? So let's first create that. So I'm going to create here a container and give it the margin of 4, and inside that I'm gonna create here the div, and maybe that's fine for now, and let's create here a table with a class of table.table-striped, and we also need to give a class of table-bordered. All right, so that's the bootstrap class that will give us the extra border and some styling with the strips. And right inside here, the table, we have table heads, and inside table heads we have table row, and we have to give here some few table headings. So the first heading that I'm gonna give here, let's use here th and put static, and we need here 5 headings probably. So let's give it that one. And so the first is the number. So I'm gonna give like this. And next we have our product name. So let's give it here the product name, and we also have a product image. So you're gonna give here product image, and next we have the price, the quality, and so it should be a quality actually, right? And the last thing that we also need here is the action button. That's where we're gonna able to delete the product from the cart, right? So that's what we're gonna do here, right? So I give the action, and next after the table heading, and we have our something which is table body, where we have to display our data. So let's give it here tr for table row, and inside td, so we are probably 6, so give it static 6. And for now, just make it a very static one. So product name should be any product name here. And for the product image, let's give it here the image tag, and source, keep it empty for now. And we also have here the price, so give it 12 for now, and the quantity should be 1. All right, so that's the very basic static data that we're gonna show here, right, for now. And also we need to have here a button. So inside table data, we also have to have here a button. So, and that's button is for delete. So I'm gonna give it the class of bdn dash, oops, it should be inside the double quotes. So bdn dash danger, and give it the name to be delete. But I'm gonna create here an icon. So let's add here the icon for the class of fa-trash. All right, so that's the very basic one, right? So that's all we need for now. And yeah, we also have to show the total amount as well. So let's go down here, and I'm gonna use here a class of bootstrap, which is flex class, and inside that flex we have to give some d-flex, right? And display flex, basically d-flex means display flex, and right inside that we just want to justify the content between. So there's another class in the bootstrap 5, so justify dash content dash between, and we want to align all into the center. So align dash items dash center. All right, so actually it should be a div class, not the d. So I'm gonna give it the div at the opening and the closing, right? All right, so right inside here, I want to give the strong tags, and that's where I'm going to show the total amount. So total should be, for now, just make it 12 for now. That's it. And this is the very basic HTML for that. So just saves it, and later on we have to apply here condition. They're like if there is no any product into the cart. So on that case, it should show the image that there's no any product into the cart. So that's what we're gonna do later. All right, so let's go here inside the app.module.ts file. So you see here we have our app routing module. So I need to go here in the app-routing.module, and let's create here the another one, which is the cart. So I'm gonna copy this one and paste it right up here and give it the name of cart, and this should be a cart component here. All right, saves it. All right, so right here after this, I have to go to the header, and inside the header.component.html, we have here the I class for the FA-shopping-cart, and I want to make this one to be router link. So let's give it the router link, and let's give it the name of /cart for now, right? So that's the cart link here. So let's save it and see what it does. So if I just go to my cart here, and you see now we are able to see the product name, the image, the price, and the quantity, which is missing. Actually, I did some few mistake here. You can see that there is no any table heading for the action. So I need to go back and see what's the issue. So let's go here inside the cart.component.html, and we have our number, product, image, the price. Yeah, the quantity should be here, and the action should be the quantity, the action, and maybe I just have to remove one of the table data here. All right, so let's go here and see now the thing looks better. So we have our total as well displaying here. All right, so let's go here, and now what we're gonna do here is, like, if I just add the product to the cart, like let's suppose if I go to the product section, so we add the product and it's showing here, but once I goes here, the product should be dynamically added into the list. So all we need to do here is let's go into the service first. So I'm gonna go right inside the services folder, and inside the cart api.service.ts. So you see here, you notice that we have something which is the cart items, and this is the cart items. You see here, we push everything, all the products are pushed into this cart items array, right? So we need to add all the data, and that data we need to get and put that all into the, and that's what we all need to display into our listings, right? So let's create here a method with the name of, I believe we have to, let's create the method with the name of get cart items, right? So get cart items, and that should be a product list. So I'm gonna give it the product one, and right inside here, so I need to do a little bit, yeah, I think I have done some mistake. So get cart items and product, and we need to return this one. That's fine. Okay, so return this dot cart items, and that's it. That's all we need. And so it will return all the product here and show into our list. So let's go into our cart.component.html. First we have to go here into our cart.component.ts file, and that's where we are gonna display everything here. So let's go here, and we have to define here cart items. So this should be a variable of product array, and make it equal to empty. And we also have to show the total amount later. So I'm going to define here total amount, which should be, for now, it should be 0. By default, it should be 0, right? All right, so after doing this, we have to define here the constructor, because we need to define our service here. So let's make it the private cart API, just the way we have done in the header part and in the product section. So let's define here the cart API service to get your service in. And right underneath that, I also have to define here the, whenever I just click here, it should load the data. So for this, we have to define here ng on init. All right, so this is the lifecycle hook method. And right inside here, all I'm gonna do is this dot cart items, and this will bring us from the cart API dot get all the cart item, and that's it. We all we need here. All right, so just saves it and see that what it does. So I saves it, and if I go back here, but we have to show the data. We have to pass this variable, the card items, here inside the HTML. So I'm going to do this real quick now. So all right, so let's apply here a condition here that if there is any product, so ng if equal to, and let's define here if the card items dot length. So basically we have to see if there is any product in the cart, then we have to show the table, otherwise we don't have to show anything here. So I just want to spell it right, so I can see this is basically quantity, right? So it should be quantity. And another thing that I need to fix up here is the I need to put that right under the table, right up here. All right, so that's the thing that we need. So if there is any product into the cart, so we need to display that table. And on the other hand, if there is no need for like right after the table, even after this div, I have to see here if we have here, let me check, this div ends up here, I have to create another one. And right inside here, let's create here a div as well. And right inside this div, I just want to give here the condition that if the cart items dot length is like equal to 0, like if there is no any product here, so we need to display here that, let's make here a class of center, and right inside here I just want to display an image. That image would show that there is no any product into the cart that we just download, and give up the heading here that your cart is empty. And right after the H2, I need to create here a button with the class of bdn dash primary, and that button is for the shop now, and this will redirect you back to the product. So I want to create here a router link as well. So router link equal to /product. So this is going to redirect back to the products page. So all that we need here. So if there is no any product into the cart, so this is going to show us your cart is empty. So what I'm going to do here is, so let me go here on the Google and find the image for the cart is empty, cart empty image. And you can grab any one of it. Let me check which one I picked. So there are a lot of images. You can either grab this one, and there are the more images that you need. You can easily grab them. I just like this image, so I'm just gonna save the image into my directory. So I need to go right into my desktop. I have a folder here with the name of tutorial and e-commerce app. And right inside here we have a source inside the assets, so that's where I just need to save the image and give it the name of cart underscore empty, which, right, so saves it. So this is the image for the PNG image, right? So let me go back here to my project, and let's give here the source to be image source equal to assets slash, and it should be cart underscore empty dot png. And if there is no any cart empty cart, that's it. All right, so let's go back and see if it's working or not. So if I go back here without any image, so you see here now we can see that image. Just we need to fix some we need to place that image into the center just to present things better. So let me go into its CSS file, and that's where I'm gonna define my CSS. So notice you see inside my HTML, I just gave it the class of center. So here I need to define some CSS, very basic CSS. So let's give it here the top to be 50%, make this into the center. So top 50%, and left to be 50% as well, and transform it. And I want to transform and translate. That's the perfect way that you can make the things into the center. So -45, -45%, and this should be -45% as well. All right, and now we have to align the text to be center, and make its position to be relative. No, it should be absolute. So according to the parent class, and I also want to give it the image of some height should be 100 pixels. All right, that's it. That's what all we need. Now if I save it and if I go back to the image, and now you see that we can see it looks very cool, and your cart is empty and shop now. And what if I have some product into the cart, and if I go here, you can see now we can see the table, but we are not actually, we can't see the actual products into which are added into the cart. So let's do it now. So I need to go into my cart.component.html file, and let's define here the very basic loop here and see if that product's let's show up the product here inside the table body. So right inside my tr, so we need to show the product. So ng for directive, and let's define a let item of cart items, and we also have to define the index. So otherwise this is going to shows us the error, right? So this is let item of cart items, and what's the issue? It says so error unexpected colon. Yeah, it shouldn't be a colon, it should be a semicolon, right? All right, so let's bring up here the actual data here. So first I want to show the index, and the reason why I should show that index here. So for the counter, so I plus 1, and for the actual item for my title, so it should be item.title, and next we have to show the image, and for the image we have to give it like this, image source equal to, and it should be item.image. All right, and give it the product. This should be a product. If that is not shown, then it will show you the image. And let me style a little bit because our image is a little bit big. So let's give it the inline CSS to be 20 pixels width, and give it a little bit of border radius of 50%. All right, so that's the image. Next we have our after the image, product image, we have our price. So let's add here item dot price, and right here after the price we have our quantity, so item dot quantity. All right, so that's all we need here. All right, so let's go back and see now. If I go back to the shop now, and if I press the add to cart, we have now 2 products, and you see now we are able to see that the products are added into the cart. Now you see here we have to work with the total. So let's go and work with the total amount. So for now the total is showing the 12, but if you can see in our cart.component.ts, so we have our total amount to be 0. So let's bring this variable here first, and then we will like add that with the help of reduce method, which is a very good callback function. So let me add here the total amount variable, and if I go back here to my products and add the product to the cart, and definitely it's going to show you the 0 because that's what is right here. We haven't add the total amount with anything. All right, so now let's work with the add part, and all you need to do is to write here a method of calculate amount. So I write here a method with the name of calculate amount, and right inside here all I'm going to do here is this dot total amount equal to, so there is a JavaScript function, so this dot cart items, all the items which are in the cart. So we are using here a JavaScript reduce method which brings us 2 callbacks, so do 2 parameters, which is the total and all the items, right? And remember that, so we need to add that total. So we need to add that total, and that total has the amount which starts from 0. So I have to bring it here, the 0. So that total means that we have to add this one right here. So total plus, so right here basically we have, it could be have item dot price, which means that all the items that are in the array we have to add its price, And if there is any quantity as well, so we need to multiply with the quantity, and that's all we need now. So that's the very basic method for the total amount, right? All right, so let's put this calculate amount here. So this dot calculate amount in the ng on in it. So whenever like we have the updated amount, so it will load all the total amount added into the ng on in it. So whenever the screen loads, and it will display the whole amount, total amount. All right, so let's go back into the products and see if that everything works well. So if I just put this product twice, now this product has the quantity updated to 2, and if I go back here, so you see here, now we are able to see the total, and it's like calculated very well, right? So it's 44.6, and if you can add with this, so the amount is updated now, it works fine, right? So the last thing probably in this video we have is to delete. So let's gonna work with that here. So for the delete button, all we need to do, first we have to go here inside the cart.component.html and define the directive for the delete. So here we have our button. So right inside here, I'm gonna create a click event, which is the, so let's define here click and make this to be equal to and remove product. So this should be remove product, and saves it. And let's define this method inside the component.ts file. So right after the calculate amount, I have to define here the remove product, and whatever the product that I click individually. So let's define here the product that we want to delete, and make this type void. So right here, before I should go here, we need to pass the item here as well, because we need to remove the individual product, right? So that's the parameter we passed here. And for this, I have to first write the service for the remove card item. So let's go back here into the card api.service.ts file, and let's define here a method of remove card item. So that's going to bring here the product, and which should have the return type of void. And right inside here, all I need to do is to define the index equal to, so this dot card items dot find index. So this find index method will check if that index value meets with that product.id. So just gonna delete that one. So I'm gonna do here is pass the ID, and item.id should be equal to, if that ID matches with the product ID, so we need to actually splice it. So splice is a method in JavaScript which actually removes one of the list, right? One of the data from the array. So if we have to apply here a condition, if that index value is not equal to -1, means that if that is not the like something which is not belongs from the index which is -1, if that is not, so then we have to actually delete that. So this dot card items dot splice, and we are gonna delete it. So the way is that, so whatever the ID, and just remove that index from the list. All right, so that's the only thing we need to do, and we have to define some message as well. So let's define here notifications service dot show success message, and for the message, all we need to do is to just give it the product removed from the cart. All right, so we defined the message here that if that product is removed, so just simply just remove it from the cart. All right, so let's go back here into the product section and try to add 2 products into the cart. And if I go here and if I try to delete something, so it's not deleted because maybe we have to we have to define here right into the component first. So let's go here inside the cart.component.ts file, and I'm gonna like call the service here. So this dot cart API dot remove cart item, and let's bring up here the product that we need to delete. And I also want that once the product is removed, we also need to update the total amount. So all I'm gonna do here is this dot calculate amount, and that's the method I need to let's make this method a little bit better. It should be calculate total amount, makes more sense. And this should be calculate total amount, and this should be calculate total amount. All right, perfect. All right, so let's go back, and if I go for shop now and add 2 products into the cart, and let's go into the cart items, and if I try to delete it, you see the product removed from the cart, and if I just try to delete another one, you see now the cart is empty. So we are done with the deletion part. All right, so the last thing that I'm going to do here is, if you guys could see, if I click on the shop now and if I try to add 2 products here, and you can see now if I just refresh this, so it's gone all away, right? Now we need to save that into the local storage. So for this, we have to do some new changes. We have to save the data into the local storage. So for this, what we are going to do here is, so let me go here right inside the service. So here in the card API.service.ts file. And here we have to now we have to define the service. So for this, few of the things that we have to store the keys. We have a storage key first. So let's define here the storage key to save the data into the local storage. So storage key equal to, and let's give it any name you want, and I just give it the name of card items, that's our storage key name. Now we need to get the item. First we have to set it, so whenever the product is added into the cart, we have to set the item here. So whatever is pushed into the cart items, we need to save that into the local storage. So right after that, so once it's saved, so we have to define here local storage dot. So we have to set the item, we need to save it into the local storage. So for this, we have to use here a set item method, and right inside the set items, we have to define, let's define here the name of cart item. That could be a name, and we have to convert the JSON.stringify, and that's the JavaScript. We have to convert that JavaScript object into string. So you can see this method help us to convert the JavaScript value to the JSON object notation string, right? So that's why we have, because all the data is in the JSON format. So we need to define here JSON.stringify, and let's put here this, it should be, let's bring here this dot card item. So we have all the data. So it should be this. So let's put here this dot card items. What's happening here? I don't know. Yeah, this dot card item. So it's gonna save all the data into our card item. So let's go back here and see. Now if I just want to inspect this, so you guys could see better. So if I just add the product into the card, and if I go to the application, and right inside the application, you see here now we have our 2 products added into the local storage. We can set it. And if I just try to refresh this, you see here now it's gonna save into the local storage. But we want to save that and get the data. That once the data is pushed and saved into the local storage, we have to get the data as well. So for this, I have to go right after the constructor, and right here I have to define here the variable after the card items, and maybe right inside the constructor. So let's define here the store items. So I just create here a variable of stored items equal to, and we have to get the data from the local storage. So let's define a local storage dot get item, and the name of the the storage key is I have to just define here the storage key, and that's the name that we have to get the data. So if there are stored items, so let's define here if conditions. So if there are stored items, so we need to simply get them all. So this dot card items equal to, we have to parse, so JSON dot parse, and we have to get the store item as well, right? So that's all we need. And now if I just want to go back to the refresh this, and now you see now it's gonna hold all the data and get all the items. And if I just try to delete it, but you can see still it's been here, because the data is not removed from the local storage once we are deleting here. So for this, we have to go into the remove card item, and that's where we also have to delete it. So for deleting it, all we have to do here is we have to set the data. So let's define a local storage dot set items, and remember that we have a storage key already. We have the name here, which is card items. We can also do the same thing here. You can also do the same thing here as well, because we already defined that card items right here. So this dot it should be this dot storage key. All right, so because that's the name that we have, which is the card item, so we need to remove that. And I also want to do the same thing here, despite of giving it the so this dot storage key. All right, that's perfect. So this dot storage key, and we also have to do the same thing, JSON dot stringify, and basically it will set it whenever something is deleted, it will set and save into the local storage as well. So this dot card items and into the items array. All right, so saves it, and now if I go back and delete it, and you can see now it's empty. Now we can't see any card items data into the local storage. If I refresh this, everything works well, right? So that's the perfect. So let's just figure it out everything. So we go into the products, we add the product into the cart, and let's add more products twice. And if I go here into the list, you see we have 2 products with the quantity of 2 and 2 and 1 and 2 products with the quantity of 1. So if I refresh this, everything remains the same. And if I try to delete it, 2 products still works. And if I delete all of them, you see now the card is empty. So I hope you guys learned something, how to build the e-commerce store all from the scratch. And if you really love this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the more interesting videos in the next content.